everybody. So today we got in the car, we just started driving. I thought I was going one place and then a sign came up on the right and it said Bear Lake and I said, let's do that. So we just started driving. Drove for, I don't know, about 45 minutes up through the hills, saw some really beautiful scenery, and then we got here and we are basically out in the middle of nowhere. There's a lake here. It's kind of beautiful. There's a bit of a recreation area here, and you can see some cabins over across the other side of the lake, but there's no one out here. We saw 2 vehicles the whole way up. So I figured it's a good opportunity to get the drone up and let's get some scenery and obviously do some meditating today while we explore around a little bit. All right, let's do this. There are so many springs feeding this lake way up high in the mountains. It's really amazing. So I keep stopping to refill my water bottle. And I'm just wondering, is that the same thing as going on spring break? So I'm really surprised because I keep finding really cool things about this area I wasn't expecting. One of them is there's a lot of willow in here, and I don't know if you can see, this is a willow right here. They're very versatile in their utility. One of the things about it is, well, for example, this one here is nice and straight. They make good arrow shafts. You can also use them for weaving baskets. The wood is very strong and fibrous, and what makes that really amazing is people used to use them as toothbrushes. So you could cut the end off and then just chew it up, and it would turn into a brush because of how fibrous it is, it doesn't fall apart. So I've used that as a bush toothbrush if I forgot my brush or if I'm just wandering around. Another really interesting thing about the inner bark of willow is that, I'm gonna get this name wrong, it's a scientific name, but acetaminophen or something like that is contained in the bark. It's what aspirin is made of. So if you're out in the woods, you've got a headache or swelling or something like that, you can chew on the inner bark or you can make a tea from it, and it will help reduce inflammation. This is something that I've missed so much, this opportunity to just wander in places that you don't know anything about and discover the beauty that's there, the interesting, fascinating things. Oh man, there's all these plants here that I haven't seen in a while, and it just feels so nice to reconnect with them. And then all these springs that keep popping up along our path here. You can see the one just behind me. I think you can see it. You can hear it for sure. And there's a nice little log here right in the sunshine, and this is my place that I'm going to meditate. So I'm going to meditate for a little while and just enjoy this place. The fact that there's no one around for who knows how many miles, and it just feels really special. Okay, so a couple weeks ago I talked about how you can meditate with your eyes open, and during that meditation, I did a little bit of eyes closed and a little bit of eyes open. But I wanted to talk about how you can meditate with your ears open. And what I mean by that is, okay, so when I was describing how you keep your eyes open, but you don't focus on anything in particular, you keep a soft gaze so that you can see everything in your field of view at once without giving particular focus to any one thing. That's the same concept that we use with our hearing. So it's kind of a fun experiment. While you're meditating, ask yourself, how many things can I hear? How many things at once? So as I'm sitting here, I'm hearing the wind blowing through the trees. I'm hearing Birch running around doing his thing. I'm hearing the spring trickling behind me. And then I'm trying to go even further, and I'm opening myself to what other sounds I can hear. Again, taking in everything that my ears can sense at once with equal value to every distinct sound. And it's a really interesting and powerful practice. And it's something that you don't need to be sitting still to do, especially when you're hiking and you're out in the wilderness. I love it to just let my senses expand outwards, to stop having your attention inwards so much. You know, we tend to focus on our own thoughts, our own stories, rather than tuning into what's happening around us. And being in nature is such a great opportunity for that. You just let your senses expand outward. Don't hold on to any particular sound or sight. Slow down your pace and just see what you can sense. It's really interesting to start to notice how much is going on in the world around us that oftentimes we're missing because we're caught up in looking at our feet or the path right in front of us, or being caught up in our own minds. And you can certainly use this when you're in the city as well. It's very valuable while you're walking to tune into the sounds around you, to be aware of what's going on. Yeah, and I just love this idea of really tuning into our senses, getting out of our own heads and connecting with the world around us. That's something that meditation really helps us to practice, and it's a great thing to take with us from the meditation to our lives. That's it for today. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Go to the YouTube channel. You can also go to my website and subscribe to my weekly newsletter, which is basically just the videos that I do. And yeah, I'm always happy to talk with people about meditation. Send me questions if you want to talk about meditation, or you want to talk about anything. I love talking to people. All right, have a great week. Bye. So we've been driving, Birch and I, through these back roads, through the mountains of the Okanagan, and it's so beautiful out here. We've seen literally hundreds of butterflies, just that time of the year, I guess. These are a lot of logging roads that we're seeing, and we came across this vista here, and I thought how beautiful it is. And then I looked, so you can see the view here. I don't know if you can really capture just how spectacular it is, but right here at the top of this viewpoint is all this burnt out stuff. And there are, I don't know, 50, maybe 100 shotgun shells, as well as all of the, I don't know what you call these things, the traps, or the clay traps, and just pieces everywhere, all over the place. And it's kind of sad because it takes away from the beauty of the place. And I figured I've got nothing but time right now. I've got a couple garbage bags, so I'm gonna take some time here and just clean all this stuff up. So, spent a while here picking up the big pieces. Because of the nature of these things, they're meant to shatter. So there are thousands of little pieces spread out in a 50-meter radius from this point. And it looks like people have been coming back here. Whether it's the same group or different group, I don't know. Maybe they'll see that someone cleaned up after them and that'll inspire them, or maybe not, who knows. But we got some garbage today. I think it's Earth Day today too, so it's nice to do a little bit for the earth. And yeah.